There's a place on Earth where time flows differently, where the future races ahead in neon lights, yet the past still whispers in the silence of ancient shrines. A land of contrasts where snow crowns sacred peaks and cherry blossoms fall like soft rain upon quiet temples. Where every path, every sound, every color tells a story of beauty, discipline, and wonder. This is Japan, a nation that moves like poetry, precise, elegant, eternal. From the electric pulse of Tokyo's endless skyline to the still waters of Kyoto's sacred gardens, from the mighty Mount Fuji, rising like a dream above the clouds, to the serene coasts where gods are said to dwell, every corner of this land reveals a different face of perfection crafted by nature, shaped by time, and honored by its people. So, take a deep breath and let your heart slow down, because in this journey, you won't just see Japan, you'll feel it. You'll walk through its legends, taste its silence, and witness the soul of a country where the modern world bows before ancient beauty. This is Wonders of Japan, the most breathtaking places, the most timeless experiences. Welcome to a land that lives between dreams and reality. Under the soft light of dawn, mist rises over Japan's ancient temples and futuristic skylines, a delicate balance between serenity and chaos. Here, centuries-old traditions live side by side with cutting-edge innovation. From sacred shrines hidden in forests to neon-lit streets that never sleep, Japan feels like a dream one that blurs the lines between the past and the future. Every breath, every step, and every sound seems intentional, as if the entire nation is choreographed to perfection. Welcome to Japan, a land where nature, culture, and technology move in harmony. Our journey begins in Tokyo, the beating heart of modern Japan. The city roars, with life trains glide past with split-second precision, screens flicker with kaleidoscopic color, and the hum of humanity fills the air. Yet, in this organized chaos, there's beauty and almost meditative rhythm beneath the rush. Standing in Shibuya Crossing, you witness thousands of people move as one, like a living current flowing through the city. It's overwhelming, yet strangely peaceful, a symbol of Japan's incredible ability to create order from energy. But just beyond the flashing lights, you find quiet corners that feel worlds away. The peaceful Meiji Shrine, surrounded by a tranquil forest in the middle of Tokyo, offers a silent retreat. You walk under towering torii gates, past ancient cypress trees, and you can feel the spirit of Japan, respectful, introspective, connected to the unseen. Here, it's not about spectacle, but about stillness. Locals bow, clap twice, and whisper prayers into the air, honoring gods who have watched over this land for centuries. Tokyo is a city of contrasts. One moment, you're in Akihabara, surrounded by electric dreams, anime billboards, arcade sounds, and endless rows of tech, stores that pulse with energy. The next, you're in Asakusa, wandering past the grand red lantern of Sensoji Temple, where incense smoke curls around you like a blessing. Vendors line the streets, selling traditional snacks, sweet rice crackers, mochi, and taiyaki, filled with red bean paste. The air smells like nostalgia. In Tokyo, the past and future don't collide. They coexist effortlessly. And then comes night, when the city transforms. From the glowing skyline of Roppongi Hills to the surreal reflections of Tokyo Tower on the river, everything feels alive. The narrow alleys of Shinjuku's Golden Gai echo with laughter and music from tiny bars that can fit only 6 or 7 people. Salarymen unwind after a long day. Artists sketch quietly in corners, and travelers find themselves lost, not in confusion, but in wonder. Tokyo is not just a place to see, it's a place to feel. But Tokyo's beauty isn't confined to its lights. It's in the details. The way a sushi chef's hands move with perfect grace. The bow of a train conductor as the carriage departs. The sound of a vending machine in the quiet of midnight. Every gesture, every action carries purpose, a reflection of a culture built on respect and discipline. Beyond the skyline lies another Tokyo, softer, slower, more human. Morning in Ueno Park, where cherry blossoms drift through the air like snow. The peaceful koi ponds, the laughter of children, and the elderly sitting quietly beneath the trees. It's here that you feel the city's soul. Or stroll through Yanaka, one of the few neighborhoods untouched by modern redevelopment, where narrow streets lead you past small temples, traditional wooden houses, and the scent of freshly baked melon bread. As you stand on the observation deck of Tokyo Skytree, the world stretches beneath you, a vast ocean of light, motion, and life. It's humbling, knowing that beneath every glowing window, millions of stories unfold at once. Love, ambition, struggle, joy, all playing out beneath the endless neon. Tokyo isn't just a city. It's an experience, one that humbles you, energizes you, and reminds you of what's possible when tradition and progress move as one. And as you look out toward the horizon, where the city fades into the shadow of distant mountains, you realize something profound. Tokyo is not just Japan's capital. It's its reflection, a living, breathing poem of contrasts. The ancient and the futuristic, the quiet and the loud, the sacred and the electric, all existing side by side in perfect harmony. This is Tokyo, where the heartbeat of Japan begins, and where the journey into its soul truly starts. If Tokyo is Japan's heartbeat, then Kyoto is its soul, a place where time slows and the spirit of ancient Japan lingers in every stone, every garden, and every whisper of wind that rustles through the bamboo groves. As the first light of dawn spills over the misty hills, the city awakens softly. There are no blaring horns or towering skyscrapers here, only temple bells echoing in the morning air, and the faint scent of incense drifting from hidden shrines. Kyoto feels like a memory made real, a city that never forgets who it is, even as the world races ahead. Walking through Kyoto is like walking through a dream, painted in gold and silence. The city was once Japan's imperial capital for over 1,000 years, and that royal elegance still flows through its veins. Every turn reveals something sacred. Vermilion torii gates winding endlessly up forested mountains, ancient Zen gardens raked into perfect harmony, and tea houses where the art of simplicity becomes a way of life. Begin your journey at Fushimi Inari Taisha, perhaps the most iconic shrine in all of Japan. Thousands of bright orange torii gates stretch through the forest like a river of color, creating tunnels of light and shadow that seem to pull you into another world. Each gate bears the name of a donor. Each step echoes with centuries of devotion. As you walk the mountain path, the air grows cooler, quieter. The only sounds are your footsteps and the distant song of birds. When you finally reach the summit and look down upon the city, you feel the essence of Kyoto: devotion, beauty, and endurance. Next, drift through Arashiyama on the city's western edge, where the world becomes poetry. The bamboo grove rises high above you, tall green stalks swaying gently as sunlight filters through in shifting patterns. Every breath feels purer here, every sound more delicate. The wind, the rustle, the distant call of a crow. Walk a little farther and you'll find the Tenryuji Temple, its Zen garden perfectly balanced between earth, water, and sky. Beyond, the Togetsukyō Bridge stretches over the Katsura River, reflecting the changing seasons, cherry blossoms in spring, fiery red leaves in autumn, mist in the cool morning air. Then there's Kinkakuji, the golden pavilion, a vision so unreal it feels like a dream. The temple's gold leaf walls shimmer in the sunlight, mirrored in the still pond below. The surrounding gardens are peaceful and precise, designed to evoke contemplation. Here, you understand the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfection, serenity in simplicity. The world slows, and for a moment, everything feels complete. But Kyoto isn't just about temples and tranquility. It's also alive with culture, artistry, and quiet human connection. In Gion, the city's old geisha district, narrow wooden streets glow softly under paper lanterns. You might catch a glimpse of a geiko, Kyoto's traditional entertainers, moving gracefully between tea houses, her white makeup and silk kimono glowing like a moving work of art. There's elegance in every gesture, every step, an art form preserved across generations. Evening in Kyoto feels like a prayer. Lanterns flicker to life along the Kamo River, their reflections dancing on the water. Locals sit along the banks, laughing softly, sharing food and stories. Somewhere in the distance, the haunting notes of a shamisen float through the night. The city hums with a quiet kind of joy, not the neon rush of Tokyo, but a gentler rhythm, born from centuries of balance between humanity and nature. In the heart of Kyoto, hidden among narrow lanes, you'll find tiny tea houses where the tea ceremony still unfolds with exquisite grace. Every movement, the pouring of water, the whisking of matcha, the offering of a bowl is a performance of mindfulness and respect. It's not about the tea itself, but the presence, the silence, the connection between host and guest. You realize that this ceremony isn't just tradition, it's philosophy. It's the art of being fully alive, in a single moment. And perhaps that's what Kyoto truly teaches. How to live deliberately, to find meaning in the small and sacred, to pause, to breathe, to listen. As night deepens, you climb the steps of Kiyomizu-dera, the temple of pure water, perched on the hillside overlooking the city. From its great wooden terrace, Kyoto stretches out beneath you, a sea of rooftops and temples glowing softly in the darkness. Bells toll in the distance. The air is cool. The world feels timeless. For a moment, it's as if the modern world has disappeared entirely, leaving only stillness and the sound of eternity. Kyoto doesn't just show you Japan, it shows you peace. It's not a city to be rushed through, it's a city to be felt. Every temple, every petal, every breath of wind carries meaning. And when you leave, you don't just remember the sights, you remember the silence between them. This is Kyoto, the timeless heart of Japan, where every moment is a meditation, and every corner whispers the poetry of the past. There are mountains, and then there is Mount Fuji, a sight so majestic, so serene, that it feels less like a mountain and more like a vision from another world. Rising 3,776 meters above sea level, Fuji stands alone, symmetrical, snow-crowned, and perfectly still. For centuries, poets, monks, and wanderers have looked upon its form and felt something beyond words, a quiet awe, a sacred pull. In Japan, they call it Fujisan, and it's not just a peak, it's a soul. When the morning light first touches its summit, the world seems to pause. The sky glows pale pink and gold. The mist swirls around the base, and for a few fleeting minutes, Mount Fuji reflects in the mirror of Lake Kawaguchi, creating a perfect, double image, heaven and earth, united. You can't help but feel that this place was made not just for the eye, but for the spirit. It's more than a destination, it's an awakening. Climbing Mount Fuji is a journey that's both physical and deeply spiritual. Each summer, thousands make the ascent, pilgrims and travelers alike, following in the footsteps of ancient monks who once climbed seeking enlightenment. The path begins in darkness, winding upward through volcanic rock and cold air. But when dawn breaks and the Goraiko, the sunrise above the clouds, bursts into brilliance, there's a collective silence. Every traveler, every climber, stands still, watching light spill over a world that feels reborn. For a moment, it feels like standing at the edge of eternity. But Fuji's magic isn't only found at its peak. The mountain's presence radiates for miles, shaping the land and the life around it. Surrounding it lies the Fuji Five Lakes region: Kawaguchi, Yamanaka, Sai, Shoji, and Motosu, each reflecting a different face of the Great Mountain. Lake Motosu, in particular, inspired Japan's most famous currency note, the 1,000 yen bill, with its tranquil reflection of Fuji under the morning sky. In spring, delicate cherry blossoms bloom along the lakeshore, framing Fuji in a halo of pink and white. In autumn, fiery maples turn the hills crimson and gold, and in winter, snow blankets the world in silence, leaving only Fuji's white summit piercing the blue. No matter the season, the landscape feels alive, whispering stories of balance, renewal, and reverence. Just beyond the lakes, hidden beneath Fuji slopes, lies Aokigahara Forest, often called the Sea of Trees. It's a place of mystery, dense, silent, and still. The forest floor, rich with volcanic rock, swallows sound, making the air heavy with calm. For centuries, it's been a place of both fear and fascination, a reminder of nature's untamed power and the thin line between beauty and darkness. Yet even here, there's peace, moss-covered roots, beams of sunlight piercing the canopy, the scent of pine and earth. Aokigahara is not only a forest, it's the shadow that gives Fuji its light. The mountain also breathes life into culture and faith. In Fujinomiya, at Fuji's southern base, stands the Fujisan Hongu Sengen Taisha shrine built over 1,000 years ago to honor the goddess of the mountain, Konohana Sakuya Hime, the princess who makes the trees bloom. Her legend says she embodies beauty, fragility, and the fleeting nature of life, just like the cherry blossom. Pilgrims still visit to offer prayers before beginning their climb, believing the mountain spirit watches over them. And if you want to see Fuji from afar, as an artist might visit Hakone, where the mountain rises beyond steaming hot springs and tranquil lakes. From the Hakone Shrine, its bright red torii gate stands half submerged in Lake Ashi, framing Fuji in the distance. It's one of Japan's most iconic scenes, the harmony of human faith and natural grandeur. The air smells of cedar, the water ripples with reflections, and Fuji watches silently as it always has. But perhaps the most powerful thing about Mount Fuji is what it represents. To the Japanese, Fuji is not just a mountain, it's a mirror. It reflects who they are, resilient, graceful, in harmony with nature. Its perfect form reminds the world of balance, patience, and quiet strength. As night falls, Fuji changes once again. The mountain becomes a silhouette against a sky scattered with stars, its snow-capped crown glowing under the moonlight. Lights shimmer on the lakes below. The world feels still, and in that stillness, you understand Fuji is not just a landmark. It's a living symbol of hope, of peace, and of the eternal link between humanity and the natural world. So when you finally turn to leave, you realize something. Mount Fuji doesn't fade from view. It stays with you in your memory, in your breath, in the quiet corners of your mind. Because some places are not meant to be visited. They're meant to be felt forever. There's a moment in Japan when the land meets the sea, and time itself seems to slow. The waves move with grace, the wind carries the scent of salt and cedar, and somewhere on a distant shore, a red torii gate rises from the water, silent, timeless, divine. This is coastal Japan, a place where the islands, the shrines, and the sea tell stories older than memory, written in waves and whispered by the wind. Nowhere captures this harmony better than Miyajima Island, near Hiroshima. As you approach by ferry, it appears like a dream, the Itsukushima Shrine floating gently above the water, its great vermilion torii gate standing proud against the horizon. When the tide rises, it seems to drift on the waves. When it falls, you can walk across the sand to touch its ancient pillars. At sunset, the sea glows orange, the gate becomes a shadow against gold, and bells echo faintly from the shrine. The island is sacred, a place where gods are believed to reside, and even today, no births or deaths are allowed to occur here. To preserve its purity, deer wander freely through the forests. The air hums softly with the rustle of bamboo, and the sound of chanting monks drifts across the water. It's said that standing before the torii at dusk is like standing at the edge of two worlds, one human, one divine. You don't just see the beauty of Miyajima. You feel it surround you, settle in your heart, and change you in quiet ways. Further south, the coastline curves into one of Japan's most enchanting natural wonders, Amano Hashide, in Kyoto Prefecture. Here, a narrow strip of pine-covered sand stretches across a calm bay, linking two sides of the sea like a bridge between heaven and earth. Locals call it the bridge to heaven. And from the mountains above, when you bend down to view it upside down, it truly seems as if you're gazing upon the sky itself. The legend says it was once a ladder built by the gods to descend from the heavens. Today, it remains one of Japan's most breathtaking views, serene, sacred, and strangely otherworldly. Travel east, and the rhythm of life changes once again. Along the Izu Peninsula, the cliffs plunge into sapphire waters, hidden coves shimmer beneath sea caves, and natural hot springs bubble near the ocean's edge. The sea here is wild, alive, a contrast to the calm of the inland temples. At Dogashima, sea arches carved by centuries of wind and water form windows to the Sunday. When its rays pour through the openings, the water below glows turquoise, illuminating the caves in a divine light that feels almost celestial. Not far away lies Enoshima, a small island linked to the mainland by a bridge, and devoted to the goddess Benzaiten, patron of music, beauty, and fortune. The island's narrow alleys wind past shrines, lanterns, and seaside cafes. From its cliffs, Mount Fuji rises faintly on the horizon, shrouded in mist. The ocean breeze carries the faint sound of temple bells, mingling with the laughter of travelers. Enoshima is a reminder that Japan's spirituality doesn't only dwell in mountains, it lives at the water's edge too, where land and sea breathe in unison. Further north, the Noto Peninsula offers a different kind of beauty. Quiet, unspoiled, deeply human. Fishing villages cling to the rocky coast. Terraced rice fields cascade toward the sea, and traditional homes still stand where generations have lived in harmony with nature. In Shiroyon Senmaida, more than 1,000 rice paddies shimmer in golden light at sunset, reflecting both the sky above and the sea below. It's a place where you understand Japan's spirit, the respect for balance, the patience of time, the poetry of everyday life. And then there's Okinawa, the jewel of the southern seas, where coral reefs glisten and turquoise waters stretch beyond imagination. The rhythm here is slower, the colors brighter, the air warmer. Okinawa's islands are blessed with tropical beauty, but also carry the deep soul of the Ryukyu Kingdom, an ancient culture that thrived long before Japan's modern age. Traditional houses with red-tiled roofs and stone guardians called shisa watch over the land. The music of the sanshin, a 3-stringed lute, drifts through the night air. And on beaches like Kabira Bay or Zamami, the sea glows crystal clear, wrapping you in the peace of paradise. Every island and coastline of Japan holds its own heartbeat, some wild and untamed, others quiet and sacred. Together, they form a mosaic of beauty and belief, where nature and spirit coexist in perfect balance. Whether you stand before the floating torii of Miyajima, gaze over Amano Hashidatse's bridge of heaven, or feel the warm waters of Okinawa lap at your feet, one truth becomes clear in Japan. The divine isn't distant. It's everywhere. In the sea breeze, in the mountains, in the silence between waves. And as the sun sets over the Pacific, the light fades gently across the islands, temples, and shores. The horizon burns gold, then softens to indigo. Bells toll once more. Waves whisper against the rocks. And Japan's coastline becomes a glowing thread between earth and eternity. As the journey comes to an end, Japan still lingers not just in memory, but in spirit. The sound of bamboo rustling in the wind, the taste of tea shared in silence. The glow of lanterns drifting down a river at night. These moments live beyond time, woven into the heart of those who have walked this sacred land. From the thunder of city lights to the hush of mountain shrines, Japan reminds us of something rare. That beauty isn't only what we see, it's what we feel when the world finally slows down. So when you think of Japan, don't just remember the temples, the gardens, or the cherry blossoms. Remember the feeling, that quiet awe, that peace, that sense that the world, for a brief and perfect moment, stood still. Because Japan is more than a destination. It's a living poem, written in seasons, spoken in silence, and carried forever in the soul. Thank you for traveling with us through the wonders of Japan. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and never stop seeking the beauty of the world. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed exploring Prague as much as I enjoyed guiding you through it. If you found this travel guide helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more beautiful destinations from around the world. Got a favorite spot in Prague? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, safe travels and see you in the next video.